guys, I'm hiding from the camera today. You're just gonna hear me talking off camera. So I'm coming back to this painting because it's starting to make me a little bit bonkers the way it's looking, and I'm gonna do an experimentation today. I've decided I kind of want to bring some softness in a less straight up and down feel here. So I'm gonna try to soften it up just a little bit more than we did the other day. And all I'm doing is a little bit of white, a little water, a little bit of that burnt sienna, and a little bit of gesso. And I'm just kind of punching it with the brush. If it gets too wet, I gotta dry the brush on a piece of paper towel like that, and then come back on up. And I'm doing this kind of in a circular motion. And as it dries, that's okay. We spread it out a little bit. Just felt like it needed something a little different. We still get that striped feel behind it, but I wanted to soften it just a little bit more. And then I'm just gonna kind of brush it across like that so you don't get like any sharp edges. It's soft. You can see the soft movement after you do that. I'll do some more over here so you can see it better. Like there. Oh, you can see I have a mosquito bite on my arm. I was out earlier working in the yard and I got myself a mosquito bite there on my arm. I was moving lemongrass today. I've been planting lemongrass in pots the last few years because it grows so well. It's easy to grow and it's a nice light green. So the last few years with the yard not being very yard-like, just very brown, I've been growing the lemongrass in the pots. But then what happens is it gets kind of bound up in the pot because they grow so fast and they get big. So today I was pulling the lemongrass out of pots and I'm planting them in the ground around the aspen trees. We'll see how that will do. We'll see if they winter okay. We'll find out. But I wanted to bring some in around the aspen trees to help the aspen trees not be so hot. They need some more coolness around them, and just tall grasses that grow well will cool the area up a little bit for them. Okay, so there you can see we faded it a little bit and brought a softer to it. I wanted it to be a little more, the best way to put it is feminine. Have a little bit less hard edge. This painting's probably driving you crazy too because I keep doing backgrounds. Sometimes that's just what happens with my paintings. But we haven't lost where the aspen trees are gonna go. And today I'll have time to start on a tree so you can see how they go. Now, I probably won't paint every single tree for you because that will get boring. So we'll do a few trees, then I'll do some, you know, on a different time. I won't film it. And then I'll come back and do more trees because it won't affect what I'm showing you. Okay, so there we go. Getting some softer movement in there. And again, you can still see the blue behind it, even though I'm throwing some more of that burnt sienna on there. And that's what I meant before in some of my other videos about, you know, if you don't like what you're throwing on there, then just, you know, throw something else on there. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this piece, because I just wanted to do something a little different, that's all. That's the other fun thing about painting. So if you want to change it, you can. You can't do it too many times, to be truthful, because you'll ruin your canvas and then you just have to go get another canvas. I've actually not had to do that too often, but if you wear your canvas out from doing too many changes, then you can really see the ridges behind what you're painting, and that's when you really just got to give up on that canvas and go. But don't feel bad, it happens to everybody. Just, you see in the back of my head there, sorry. I hope everybody out there is having a good day. I am. Like I said, I was working in the yard. It's September here, and so I'm kind of getting things ready for the winter to come. In some of my other videos, I've talked about how I grew up out in the country, in the mountains in Colorado, and I have never gotten used to living where September is still hot. I really, in my head, truly believe that September you're supposed to be, you know, snowing. But here, what happens is the days are really hot. It's, you know, still in the 90s. And then, but during the nights, they start getting pretty cold. So you kind of have to get your garden kind of prepared for it to get cold at night. So that's why I was moving some of those plants out of the pots, because I didn't want to lose them completely. Okay, look at that, see? I like how it's softening everything. And then what we'll do today is we're going to start on, in fact, I'm going to stop this right now because we'll just switch to a tree now. I'm going to work on a small tree. So I've got a small angled brush. I don't know, it's not that sharp. I might find a different one. You want the edges to be pretty tight. And after a while, they kind of flare out after you've used them a long time, so. Okay, let's see, let's turn this a little bit, whoops, sorry guys, closer. And we're just gonna start on a painting back here. I mean a tree back here. We're gonna go with this tree right here. So I'm just gonna bring the black down. Normally I like to try to do this when the painting is dry, because I need to rest my finger on the canvas to study it, because I just don't study well. So that you're taking your straight black and you're doing that, and then you take your white, make sure it's the white, not the gesso, and you slide it like that. And because I want this tree to kind of be faded in the background, I'm not doing a real heavy duty one, so it's not perfect. It's going to be kind of soft in the back. And it doesn't even have to be like seeing the whole body of it, because it's going to be a tree that you don't really see. But again, you just bring it kind of sideways, and you want to swoop it up so that it has a curved feel, and then you can come back with some black. The important thing when you're doing it like this is that that black paint that you put on here has to stay wet. for it to work. And because I want it to kind of be misty in the back, that's why this, it's looking all kind of wobbly and crooked and nothing's real straight. Because it's something you're going to be seeing in the distance. But like I said, the black has to be wet when you go to put the white on top of it. Because you want it to blend, but you want to wipe off the black of your brush and then reload with the white to come back in here. And just bring it, and if you swoop it and kind of curve it up, then that gives it the feeling of a round tree, and that's what trees are, they're round. And then we're going to kind of fade it a little bit more going down here. Wipe off the brush and then bring your white in like that. And then because this one is a tree that is just kind of fading in the back, I'm not going to come back and clean it up at all. I'm going to keep putting a little more white on here right now, because the more pale it is, the more it fades to the background. One of the things my style of painting varies. I like to do detail, fairy type paintings, but then I also like impressionistic paintings. And I think one of my favorites, of course, is Monet, and how he was able to use colors and give you an idea of what you're looking at. That's one of the things I enjoy doing. So there's our first aspen tree on there. So next time I come back, we'll do a couple more. I'll do a couple more that are these background trees for you, and then I'll finish doing all the background trees later, and then we'll move on to the the bigger front trees, so that you can see how you get depths. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. Bye.